by decision. Now, Chris Algieri showed some good toughness versus Manny Pacquiao, getting up multiple times. He's in good conditioning. So I'll say I would favor a decision. He's hard to outbox. He steals rounds. He looks good. He has things that are easy to score. And he has the power to change things. Like he could be down and he has the power to get Amir Khan's respect. To me, Chris Algieri doesn't have that. So if he's getting outboxed and it's the ninth round, then he's fucking losing the fight. You know what I'm saying? And historically, Amir Khan has always done well against boxers. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. I want to give my post-fight for Khan Algieri. And before I get into it, a couple quick disclaimers. One, I want to say thank you to Al Heyman for another good Premier Boxing Champs production. I even enjoyed the Javier Fortuna versus Vasquez fight. That was an action-filled fight. They were letting their hands go. So shout out to that. I like the commentators a lot better on Spike TV. Antonio Tarver did a good job, and the rest of the crew. And shout out to the winner, Amir Khan. He did win via unanimous decision. And the disclaimer, on my post fights and my channel in general, I tell the truth. Based on what I've seen, I try to give you guys as much analogies and examples as possible. And I talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. If you're all for that, then keep watching. If you're not going to enjoy this video because, again, I'm going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Main event. Wow. So, first of all, I want to start off by apologizing to Chris Algieri. Not that my prediction streak ended or my prediction was wrong, because as you guys heard in the audio clips, I picked Amir Khan to win a decision, and I was right. However, I don't feel after seeing the fight, Chris Algieri came to fight, and I didn't give him enough credit. So, as you can see, as a man, even though my prediction was right, Khan won via decision, I probably underestimated Chris Algieri and didn't give him as much credit as I should have as a fighter, because he did make some adjustments in this fight, a lot of adjustments. A lot of people thought, oh, Al Heyman, he just puts on bullshit mismatches. Chris Algieri's coming off of upset to Pacquiao, as did I. I'm not gonna front like I didn't. I thought it was bad timing because Chris Algieri was no longer undefeated. Pacquiao stomped him, knocked him down 6 times. But this is why I try to tell people. People are all like, oh, this fight and this fight, Keith Thurman versus Collazo. Sometimes you get these guys and they know where they're at. They're at the end of their rope and they want to resurrect their career. So from what I've seen, I think Chris Algieri's stock went up because he showed some different dynamics, and Amir Khan's either stayed the same. Actually, I can't even say stayed the same, because I think Amir Khan's last 2 welterweight performances were much better than his performance versus Chris Algieri, a guy who was moving up in weight. So again, I'm going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. So for Khan, the good is this. Styles make fights and you never know who's going to show up. You know what I mean? The good for Khan is his speed is always there. That was consistent. I think towards the stretch, there were some spots where Chris Algieri was losing, like clearly losing the round, and Amir Khan was boxing smart. I think it was maybe round 7 or so, 9, and Amir Khan landed a very nice uppercut. It wobbled Chris Algieri pretty much, and his speed is there. The speed is I've always seen that. That's been very consistent. And then I want to give him, I'm going to say it's good that he won the fight, but this was supposed to be the audition for a Floyd Mayweather fight. So let's talk about a little bit of the bad. This was supposed to be the audition for a Mayweather fight. And again, as I said in this video, I don't know if it worked how he expected. I think going into it, maybe he also, just like me, underestimated Chris Algieri and was going to use a guy who was coming up in weight, a guy that they were running out of opponents, so he selected him. We all know that he just fought Pacquiao, and most people seen that if you're a diehard boxing fan. And I think he thought, like, oh, coming up, Pacquiao knocked him down 6 times, this and that. I'm going to destroy him. I'm going to stop him, or I'm going to look even better than Pacquiao looked. And I think if that was his theory and that was his thought, then it backfired, because Pacquiao, and it just goes to show you that there's different levels to, because Pacquiao fought him at a catch weight, which was not the full welterweight. But then again, who knows if Pacquiao's been fighting at welterweight. So had Pacquiao fought him at the full welterweight, he might have even got a stoppage, because you've seen what he did do at 144. He knocked him down 6 times or whatever. So by far, Pacquiao had the more convincing, more dominant performance as opposed to Amir Khan. Now, The bad thing is this was supposed to be the Mayweather audition, and the judges scorecard. One person had 115, 113, and two had it 117, 111. Some people on my page are saying it was a draw. Some people were saying it was closer. Me, I didn't actually score it, as a lot of times I don't score it live in the moment, but I did have Khan winning just based on the eye test and what I seen. But it was a close fight. I probably wouldn't have had it 117, 111, closer to the 115, 113. And the real reason is, like I said, the good portion of Khan is he pulled away. There were some rounds where he was just boxing very smart late, and he was doing his thing, and he was landing the better shots and putting some combinations together. So again, I didn't score it, but had I scored it, I would have scored it a close fight, but I would have gave Amir Khan. I do think Khan won the fight. It just I expected him to win in a lot more devastating and dominant fashion. So again, shout out to Chris Algieri. He proved a lot of people wrong who said, "Oh, he's coming off a loss. He's coming up in weight. He's about to get destroyed." Pacquiao destroyed him, because that wasn't the case. This was a competitive fight. So I mean, again, I don't. This is the thing that bothers me with Khan, is in the first round he was clearly winning that particular round, like boxing. His speed was there in the combination, and then out of nowhere he gets caught with the right, and he like staggers. It looked like he was close to getting knocked down. So a lot of people talk about Khan's chin. I'm not here to bash or belittle him, but that is a concern, because Chris Algieri is a guy who is coming up in weight, who had just come off of a loss. So who knows where his confidence was at. And he's rocking you. You know what I'm saying? He literally rocked. So when I think about it, I'm like a Maidana rematch, a Danny Garcia rematch. There's guys like Kell Brook, undefeated, has power, a good jab. He's real big for a welterweight, to be honest. Keith Thurman, another powerful one-time power, undefeated fighter. Then you look at Mayweather. He has the timing and accuracy. And again, it raises the eyebrow and it makes me question it. Like, Khan can be boxing beautiful, and then out of nowhere, a shot from Algieri like wobbles him. So to me, that's a concern, especially since you say you want the Mayweather fight. And I know styles make fights, but Mayweather, in my opinion, is a complete fighter. I've seen him walk guys down. I've seen him fight off the back foot. I've seen him fight off the ropes. I've seen him fight in the center of the ring. That's what he does the best. So I don't know. I really don't know how to rate Khan after this performance. Again, I think I personally probably don't think he should fight Mayweather next. You know what I'm saying? You should probably, this was a fight you were supposed to almost steamroll your opponent. I would probably go after the Broner versus Porter winner, or possibly like a Kell Brook, make some money there, Keith Thurman. But these are all dangerous fights at this point, even the Maidana fight, because again, what I honestly seen from Chris Algieri, him and John David Jackson, Khan even kind of admits this in his post-fight. They fought a different fight. And this is like, on paper and off history, I made my predictions. I was like, oh, Chris Algieri's going to try to box him and stuff like that. And the reason that aspect, my prediction was right, but that aspect of my prediction is wrong, is because he actually did something he hasn't really showed me before. I never seen Chris Algieri fight that aggressive and just like keep coming forward and show how tough he is and how much heart he has. You know what I'm saying? I've seen the heart before in like in the Ruslan fight, but I never seen him fight that aggressive. So that was smart, because in all actuality, Chris Algieri did better than somebody who I thought was more proven in Devin Alexander. Devin Alexander lost every round to Amir Khan in my book, but you can't say the same for Chris Algieri. So like I said, I think his stock went up, and it was a brilliant game plan to fight Khan more aggressive. And to me, like I've already told people this on Monday Mail Days and stuff, that seems like a severe vulnerability for Khan. If you try to box him, very hard. It's very hard to outbox him. You know what I mean? But if you're a guy with countering ability, timing, power, or a pressure style, I see Khan with Virgil Hunter, with Freddie Roach, with whoever, I see him kind of unravel a little bit. Now, the difference between Chris Algieri and, let's say, a Maidana rematch, to me, is this. Chris Algieri is fighting a style that's more or less foreign to him. Like, if you notice, the announcers were saying, oh, he landed that bomb, that big right, but he didn't follow it up with a left hook, versus a pressure fighter like Maidana, who this is what he does. He's known for pressuring and letting his hands go, and I would say he feints better too. This is Maidana's style. You know what I mean? Or you look at Keith Thurman. He showed he's a good finisher. Kell Brooks showed he's a good finisher with a good jab. And these guys have power. So it's tough, and the division is stacked. Like I said, if you try to box Khan, then it's a difficult fight. But overall, I really don't know. I don't think Khan at this point should jump right into a Mayweather fight, to be honest, because from what I've seen, I don't see him beating Mayweather. But as far as his performance, he did good in spots, but it was a tougher night than I expected, even in my prediction video. So you guys drop me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Was it a brilliant performance by Khan? I thought it was a good fight. You know what I mean? I'm probably going to rewatch it, go get something to eat, and then rewatch it. I thought it was a good fight. Chris Algieri showed some different tools in this particular fight. Khan boxed smart in spots, but then he also got caught. Like, I think it was the first round and the 8th round. And it was concerning because he's getting caught by somebody who had no power at 140, who is off of a loss, and he came up in weight, and it looked like it got his attention, like, in a serious way. You know what I'm saying? So imagine getting hit with somebody who has more power and who's been knocking out bigger guys like Pacquiao. You look at Mayweather's getting the respect, and you know what I mean, of guys like Pacquiao, who's normally very aggressive, reducing him to throw 81 punches. You look at Maidana, he's hurting Broner bad, knocking him down twice, hurting Broner more than Ponce de Leon and all these other people Broner fought. And guys like Keith Thurman, Kell Brook, these are all dangerous fights. Like I said, if you try to box with Khan, see, this is the thing that I've noticed with Khan. If you try to box with him, before you know it, it's like the fight's over. Like, I think that's what kind of Chris Algieri, that was his thing. You have to punch with Khan. You can't. To me, it seemed like Chris Algieri was waiting for his turn. You can't wait for turns. Brandon Rios did that with Pacquiao. Guys like this are too fast and they're too busy. And before you know it, the fight's over. You're like, damn, you know what I mean? So cutting off the ring and knowing how to cut off the ring, like if you can cut it off like Triple G, then that's going to be a problem with Gennady Golovkin, or excuse me, with Amir Khan. But I think this whole style was foreign to Chris Algieri. That's not his normal style. And he did actually very good with it. He did pretty good with it. Like I said, I thought Devin Alexander was a 50-50 fight, and I thought this was a one-sided fight. But I think Chris Algieri did better versus Khan than Devin Alexander did. So boxing's crazy like that. You guys drop me a comment. Let me know what's next for Khan. What do you want to see? What did you see in this fight? I enjoy myself. Shout out to Spike TV, PBC. Make sure you like my video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.